couple of days ago, I made a tough decision. I knew it would upset some people, but in the end it was a decision I felt was going to work out for the better in the long haul. For those that don't know yet, I have a Discord server, and in a few days that's going to change to had. Because last night I officially made the decision to discontinue the server after a little over a year of being up. I had written an explanation in the announcement, and I had hoped it would be enough and people would understand based on that. However, that hasn't been the case. Some people have still expressed confusion as to why discontinuing my Discord server is actually going to help me, so I thought I'd go more into detail here. Now, I'm not really someone that likes to spill a bunch of personal information. I mean, when it's necessary, but if I have the option, I'm always going to choose not to say. I make mostly Hypixel videos and do giveaways. Really, that should be the only thing that people think about when it comes to me. They shouldn't have to think about these other things that just get in the way. The past half year, however, kind of broke that barrier, and not that long ago I had to make a statement about a breakdown I had relating to this personal stuff. I kind of came to a bit of a realization after making that statement that things were going to continue this way if I didn't make any changes. I'd become incredibly bitter, defensive, angry, and I didn't want people to see me as a bitter, angry, and defensive guy. I wanted them to see me as the blue guy. The literal definition of ideal. You can trust me on that, so there's no need to look up the definition for yourself. I then started to take on things to help improve my state. I started working out off camera, I started reaching out to family about certain things, and one of the wildcards being thrown in the potential pile for change was the Discord server. Now, the decision to discontinue it didn't stem from nothing. This was actually something I'd been considering for many months at this point. When your server is mostly known as a giveaway server, it's really difficult to mold it out of that stereotype. I think one of the bigger issues that the Discord had was that there wasn't really ever a super big community behind it. It was maybe back in July, I think, that I started to realize that the Discord server was pretty much set in stone on the specific path to doom, unless I made decisions and did things that I was just incapable of doing. Even though I realized this then, I'd still kept the server up, because I wanted the server to make it to a year at least. And I also knew people in the server still cared a boatload about it. Then when the year anniversary happened, that's when I started to truly consider what discontinuing the Discord server would actually mean for me. I eventually came to the realization that it was a bunch of smaller cons versus one big pro. I'd lose a platform to be able to interact with you guys. I'd maybe alienate some long-term members who wouldn't like the decision. It'd be a bit more difficult to have a more organized giveaway. Stuff like that versus the one enormous benefit that I eventually decided needed to be a priority for me. And that's improving my well-being. I personally think everyone should always be prioritizing their well-being over anything else they do. What benefit is continuing to try to shrug off these issues and just keep juggling one too many things on the platter providing? None, and that's the decision I eventually ended up reaching with the server. Now, before I get into what the Discord being discontinued will mean for other aspects of the channel like the memberships, I have to comment on something that I've actually found pretty upsetting. I just said a moment ago that a potential con of making this decision was alienating some long-term members. That's why it's a tough decision, because you're going to have some losses regardless which one you go with. And because of this, I did try to reach out to some long-term members beforehand for advice on officially making the decision. A tiny amount expressed disappointment and didn't want it to happen, but the majority all expressed hope that I would choose whatever helps me the best with what I'm dealing with. I listened to their feedback and I heard them all out on things, and while I decided on this route in the end, there were a bunch of things that I actually changed from what was going to happen initially because of that feedback. After I made the announcement, I got some really nasty responses from some members regarding it. I'll try to make my response to these types of comments brief, as I don't think they justify a lengthy segment. Number 1, nothing lasts forever. The things you care about are gonna disappear one day. Realize that sooner rather than later. Number 2, any form of monetary support towards me, the channel, and the server has always and will continue to be optional. If you boosted the Discord server, you got everything as advertised. I don't sell friend requests. If you donated for the sole reason to try to be my buddy, I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. And if you boosted the server and decide you don't want to boost it anymore, nothing ever stopped you from doing that. You have and have always had the ability to move the boost to another server without even losing it. Look, I truly am appreciative that you chose to donate and support my channel via more means than just watching and commenting, and I get that you've maybe spent a lot of time on the server, but that doesn't give you full reins over everything. Now, when it comes to the channel memberships, I wasn't always able to fulfill everything I said, but I always did try my best to be open about that when I had to be. I had never run a perk membership like this before, and it's given me a lot of experience that I can learn from. I'll talk more about channel memberships in a minute because there are changes coming to that. Number 3, notice the wording I've been using throughout this video. Notice how I've been using discontinuing this whole time and not deleting. The plan at the moment is that I'm keeping the server up for a few days for people to get others' infos, maybe start channels of their own if they'd like, etc. And then on November 7th, all channels except announcements are going to be privatized, meaning I'm not doing anything irreversible. If for any reason I decide it's worthwhile to bring the server back in the future, I can do it just like that, with none of the history erased. This was something that came directly from reaching out to long-term members. Lastly, while you may not realize it now, this is going to greatly improve my well-being, and I mean the evidence is it's already started. Today and yesterday have been among some of the most relaxing days I've had in a while. I can't really remember the last time a day went by when I didn't feel stressed out of my mind, and now I've had 2 of them in a row, with today being even more relaxing than the previous day. If this is what I can feel like from now on, I'll do whatever it takes to get to that. Do you not want me in that state? When's the last time you had issues and when you talked to someone about it, their advice was, well, just keep juggling that pile of too much stuff and let's add 2 things while we're at it because that's what I want. Anyone who ever says that advice as a therapist should probably be on the hot seat. For me to improve myself, sacrifices have to be made. As much as I'd love everything to be fixed by just sitting here and wishing it fixed with everything still intact, I'm sorry, that's just not reality. It's nothing personal, I hope you understand, and I hope the others who sent these scathing messages my way regarding the server also understand. Okay, now I have to talk about channel memberships. A lot of the perks were directly on the Discord server, and now that the server's being discontinued, a lot of those perks are going to become incredibly difficult to be realistically fulfilled. And that's why I'm changing the type. Instead of just being a perk bundle, the channel membership's going to be just another means to support me, if you choose to do so. To reflect this change, I'll also be reducing the price from $1.99 to 99 cents. I'll still keep the YouTube emotes though, as that can just be done in the YouTube channel. If you're a previous channel member and you made a Blue Freaks Bling request, that will also still be honored. I can't and won't guarantee when it'll be, but they will be honored. Lastly, I just want to clarify that while it may seem like the opposite, I don't regret making the server. This was a really tough decision. I was really sad when I made that announcement, because we were doing so well as a Discord server. We were so close to 1,000 members. It really was. It was really sad. I wasn't happy whatsoever doing that. I'm extremely proud of what we were able to make with this server, and while the server didn't have the best ending, I'm extremely grateful that it achieved what it achieved. And for a long time, it was something that gave me a reason to wake up. I shouted these people out in the announcement, but I thought I'd do it here as well. To Hoggy the Wizard. Hoggy worked on all the technical aspects of the Discord server that I had and continue to have zero knowledge on how it works. The server wouldn't have had verification, a leveling system, automatic rules if it weren't for him. I definitely owe him one for all he did to help with the server. To Cherubali. Most members in the server probably have talked at least once with Cherubali, aka Taylor. Taylor was the first moderator of the server, and even after her time as one had ended, she continued to interact, hang out, and chat with all the members about a wide variety of topics. Taylor was by far the most social of the server, and without her, the server would definitely have lost its vibe a long time ago. To Lightning, 00, and Alvini. While the server eventually reached a point where multiple moderators were no longer necessary, I won't forget how easygoing, friendly, and engaging you were with the members. And finally, to all of Blue Freaks Borough. Your decision to join the Discord, whether it was just to enter a giveaway, whether it was just to chat and make new friends, for whatever reason you joined, it was a very special feeling when you did join. Even if I wasn't always successful at showing my gratitude, I promise it was always there. Not many people can start a Discord server and even get like 50 members, as opposed to almost 1,000, and that's something I think about a lot. And that's because you guys did that. Videos will start to be uploaded again soon. I'm just taking another break for now. My next project I'm going to work on will be kind of a documentary, or probably closer to a retrospective, talking about the history of Hypixel tournaments and how I think they've gone downhill from what they once used to be. This topic kind of stemmed from my bitter hatred of this recent Turbo Kart Racers tournament, which I know I said I'd stream. I think it's time to stop saying things I think I can do. It'll be a longer video than usual, and I want to try a different style for it, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that one. At the moment, I'm slowly but surely working on different parts of the script for it, and that work will be much quicker after these few days of rest. Cube Edwards is also here now, so you'll see a lot more videos from him on the channel as well. Anyways, this has been your favorite blue guy. I'll see you guys around. Peace.